See, I am from the industry side. Since the chapter given is Education Revolution, fourth stage, Education Revolution, stage 4. I would like to start with the industry revolution because education revolution and the industrial revolution were hand in hand historically. So if you see the industrial revolution, it started with the steam engine, first generation. Then came the second generation with the invention of electricity and electrical motors. Then we were talking about IC engines, gas and fuels, oil, gas, IC engines. That is the second generation. Then third generation came the computers, where most of us were educated in the 80s and 90s. We were having data storage facilities. We were able to have websites. So we were able to have some data learning. And we were able to control the machines through controllers and electronic systems. Now we are in the fourth stage where we talk about artificial intelligence and robotics, AI, AR, all these things. And as a company, we are in the latest generation one. We make robots. We design, develop, and manufacture robots for industrial applications. Also, we have some products. We have done some products for defense applications. We have demonstrated our capabilities. So when we talk about the artificial intelligence in robotics, for us it's a day-to-day business, right? One typical case study for a general understanding, I'll tell you. A robot acts as a pick and place. A simple 6 degree of freedom robotic arm picks and places something in a given place. So it generally works on a XYZ coordinates. What if the object is not there? Right, it's trying to pick it up, the object is slightly away, it will still close the fingers, right? So it may damage the product. So now what we do is we put in a small intelligence, right? We have a camera, we call it a vision system, and there will be a back-end logic programming. So these will tell before 0.5 second or 1 second before the gripper closes the fingers, it tells that the object is not there, or if it is there, which position it is there. Accordingly, it adjusts itself and completes the operation. So this is the basic application of an artificial intelligence. We are given some small intelligence to the robotic arm. It does its function. Suppose we have several automations, several systems working, then the artificial intelligence will be a complex system. We work on that. Ifs and nots, we work on several sequences, we work on that. Day to day in morning session also we were talking about artificial intelligence. Advocate was talking about it, Srivastavaji was talking about it. So we are using a typical case study. We all have cars, right? Earlier we have geared cars. So we know the skill set differences between the drivers within our family or drivers as employees. We know the acceleration, deceleration, the clutch releasing. We can easily identify the differences between the drivers. So how the artificial intelligence compensated that weaknesses? If we take it as an example, then the auto gears came in. So there is literally one element of intelligence, a small element of intelligence. So when it crosses the speed, it changes the gear automatically. And if it crosses further one speed, it gives an alert, gives a noise, beep noise or so. This is the second level, which is a commonly used artificial intelligence. So now, when we are coming to education, right, the revolutions. Initial stages, we started as someone delivered and the other boy listened. So it is deliverer and the listener. Then came the books. We have storing facilities. We have readability. We can actually take a backup. So many things happened. And then again came the computers, the blogs, the websites and other things. Now we are in the artificial intelligence era. So what I feel is as an entrepreneur, when you are employing people, right? We recruit people from freshers and experienced people from colleges. Basically, what we feel is that the parity in the education system. First point I'd like to point out, the artificial intelligence whether it can reduce the parity in the university education. A person from a college with a lesser infrastructure and a child from a college with a super infrastructure both come for an interview. A sixth semester boy can give an engineering design from one college. The other boy who was a topper in his university from a rural side, he can't even have a SolidWorks basic drawing. He feels that there is no license in our college, sir. SolidWorks, only I can do 2D, CAD mein kar sakte. So what do? We have to do a lot of investment on them in training them. So can artificial intelligence do something over that? pick up that point instead of just giving a display in the computer, this is a course, and you take 100 rupees, 200 rupees per hour, you take this course. Instead of that, can we exactly map them? What is the difficulty in learning and how to compensate that? Whether we can give them education which is using their background. Suppose that boys are from a rural background, they may be connected with the farming and day-to-day works. So they are already earning members of their family. They have very little time to earn, unlike the urban children who are having the advantage of doing project works in the evening hours. So can virtual realities can create a class or make it more interesting, or a simulation can be there so that they can also be employable. This is one thing. Another thing, as Dr. Bose was mentioning, the teachers' teaching techniques and their understanding about the subject. Some of the colleges, we as an institute, as an industry connected with the modern technologies, we keep going to universities. We find a huge difference in the faculty knowledge levels. So how to match how to improve the teaching techniques, how to upgrade them. That is one big challenge, because their age is also a limitation there. They have probably crossed certain age wherein they cannot understand things in a regular way, or they are not flexible enough to understand things in a regular way. So we have to find some other techniques so that they can understand, because the residual life of 14, 15 years they have to teach, and the technology is growing faster than they can absorb. So how do you use artificial intelligence in making the teachers go up to the market level, right? In bigger institutions, they have a huge advantage. It is a very bad thing to see that some college has got such a huge infrastructure, the other college is within a football ground size. That is the level private engineering colleges are operating in. So we have to work on that, because the total population of technical students coming out, it's around 8 million per year. If they are not going to be employable or skilled to the employable levels, then it's going to be a big challenge for as a country itself totally. So another third important point when we go to institutions is the infrastructure available in the labs. Right? Basically, if you see some big colleges, they have CNC machines. Each machines will cost a couple of crores in their labs. But when you go to some rural places, or even in the cities, outside the cities, we see the entire college is worth 3 crores. And they are also giving a degree. They are also calling themselves affiliated to some university. So how do we go about that? Can the infrastructure differences be simulated, or whether we can go in for rather virtual classes, or we can create a situation that they know the industry well. This is another thing where artificial intelligence can help us a lot. Coming to, as an industrialist, I have been traveling along India. I had my own factories in 4-5 states. So the skill sets of the existing people in SME sector is another big problem, because SME sector today is the backbone of Indian industrialization. They feed more than tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 level. They feed the major industries, automotive or any other manufacturing industry. They give the maximum of the components and the outputs. But if a lathe operator who is so skilled is going to have a CNC machine, how he has to be skilled up, right? Because he is so perfect in a manual lathe, and when it comes to CNC lathe, it is a digital lathe, right? No, you have to program him or you have to train him, otherwise his skill set will be underutilized. So we cannot just ask him to come to a classroom or to a coaching center or 10 days, 15 days. He cannot be asked to come there and sit and work, because technically he is illiterate, but he is a highly skilled person in a manual lathe or milling machine or a shaping machine. So how we are going to catch up? Whether the artificial intelligence team, our people can map them and give them a solution exclusively for them, so that all of them can improve their skill sets. And we can identify industry-wise, for example, molding industry, polishing industry, or you can talking about casting. Like that, we can segregate the industries and we can work on that. So educating the blue collars through simulation or simulated video conditions, that is one important sector which, as an entrepreneur, I feel that artificial intelligence can help us a lot. Right? Coming to the entrepreneurial sector, in SME sector, if you feel that, if you actually see, the one Malik will be master of all subjects. He will purchase raw material, he will collect the orders, he will manage the factory. It's a small 20-30 employees will be there. So he needs to be educated. Right? We have to have some application, not just first level of CCTV cameras we have. It only creates them a scare. वो नहीं हो रहा है, ये नहीं हो रहा है. Instead, we can actually give a digital data that machine number 1 has produced this much, machine number 2 has produced this much. Like that, we can work on artificial intelligence where it will give him a data through an application. So wherever he is, he may be in the bank or he may be in somewhere in the marketing place, but he will know what's happening in his own factory. So that is another area where AI can help a lot, actually. So since we are working on these defense products also, what we have seen is that when our products are subject to inspection or demo, we feel the officers understand it quite faster and they suggest us the improvements required also. But the operator becomes a 10th standard soldier. I mean, a soldier qualified 10th standard. So it becomes very difficult for us to match his levels or how to go about it, how to go about training, all these things. Probably other speakers may talk on that. Now, the last point, fourth point I'd like to tell is that most of our education, right, we believe it's a STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and maths. Actually, as an entrepreneur, I have been an engineer. I started my company when I was 23 years old. So what I felt is I know everything, 10-20% baki hai, so I can run an industry. But after starting a company only, we realized that the entire STEM is not even one quadrant of a circle. The other quadrant is manufacturing, marketing, finance, and accounts. So 3 quadrants are left out. So can we cater to these 3 quarters? We always talk about STEM, maths, physics. Now what happened to marketing, for example? Earlier we used to market with the brochures, colorful printed brochures, right? It is static. Now if I tell a CEO of a company, a 5,000 crore company, that after automation your factory will look like this, I cannot tell it in a printed document. So I have to make a small video or virtual reality or something dynamic, right? We talk about animations. So the marketing tools have gone much beyond, right? The need is different. To impress some person, the attention span of many seniors is not even 5-10 minutes. Within that, we have to give them some realities as a virtual reality or something so that they can take a decisive call. Otherwise, we keep round marketing calls, 1, 2, 3 round, we keep on going it. We are not going to end up anywhere. Because they don't know, after the investment, what will be the result like. That is another important point. So, non-STEM education, STEM education, can we have some case studies and can we work on that? This is another request for the people who are in that. So, learning challenges. Your title was a very, very acceptable title. So a lot of learning challenges, we have to actually map it out and we have to actually work on that so that the entire workforce can be upgraded. Right? In the morning session, someone was mentioning about 2050, you will be having the largest old age population. Right? So we have to gear up so that our old age also will be useful and they are also digitally skilled. So with that introductory things, I'd like to finish off. Thank you for your time.